Welcome back to another Deep Thoughts with Lori. This is a teachable mom moment about mean kids. If a parent only sees a world full of dangerous and horrible things, how can they expect their child, who learns by imitation, to see a world full of potential and possibility? Just think about that for a minute. We, especially us moms, we have the tendency to let our claws come out and be protective. We like to call it protective, but we're actually overprotective. We want to defend our children, but in doing so, are we defending them, or are we actually taking away their chances to learn? You see, I believe our kids are presented with opportunities to grow. They're given choices. They're faced with decisions just like everybody else is. And they're meant to mold them into certain individuals. And if we hover too closely, then we can affect how that process plays out, and in turn, affect the way that our children turn out, sometimes not for the better. There's good and bad all around us. There always has been, and there always will be. We just see more of the bad now because we have constant connectivity to the news, to social media, and we're just always connected, and so we see the bad all the time. I had a 5:30 a.m. conversation with my 13-year-old, and she said she was struggling to stay positive throughout the day and was having trouble with some mean kids already. And of course, the first thought is to comfort, but that isn't going to serve her for future situations. And so I took a minute to gather my thoughts, and I told her to forget the whole cup half full, half empty analogy. It's one of my least favorites, and if you listen to me for long enough, you'll hear me say that over and over again. You know, for as long as I can remember, going to the buffets, cups have been refillable. And I wanted to teach her how she could refill her own. I explained that when a person feels good, truly good on the inside, they don't need to tear anyone down. I explained to her that instead of allowing those kids to bring down her vibration, she should wish them healing because they obviously need it. You know, she is love, and she is beautiful. And she is not what they say she is, but if she allows their actions to dictate her emotions, she is responsible for her negative feelings, not them. Even we as adults have trouble, grasping that concept, taking responsibility for our own reactions to someone else's actions. It was hard for her to hear that she needed to take responsibility for her own thoughts. But it is empowering, and it will grow her. I told her that changing the way she sees the others will also help her to change the way she sees herself. Kids are not handling adversity well these days. They are not facing challenges or fighting their own battles because we have not done a great job collectively teaching them how. But it's never too late to start making these changes. We just have to start raising stronger kids. And I don't just mean stronger as in brush it off and move on and ignore it and act like it doesn't happen, but teaching our kids how to rise above and be victorious and be strong in heart. Teaching our kids how to be leaders. Teaching our kids how to heal others. Teaching our kids how to walk away from toxic friends, toxic situations. Teaching our kids how to identify what a toxic person looks like early so that they can see it and it would repulse them. They would just know, this is not what I want. Imagine how different the world would be if our daughters didn't feel like they had to settle for half love, and if our sons didn't feel that it was okay to be treated with abuse and control and manipulation and call it love. Imagine if our kids had friendships that were based on honesty. Imagine if they knew how to walk away from things that did not serve them. Imagine if they knew how to reach out for help when they needed it, and not just to ask for help because they don't feel like doing something themselves. Imagine a world where our children collect these experiences and build this knowledge because we get out of the way and allow them to do it, but also because we mindfully guide them. We help shape them and mold them, but we do not force them. And we do not just hand them everything. We allow them to learn and we allow them to grow. We fulfill our roles as guides and as teachers. We step down as a friend and step up as a mentor. This is the world that I want to see. These are the children that are going to change the world. And you are the parents that are going to bring about this change. So let's raise up these children so that we can have a better tomorrow. And so that when we are gone, they will thrive and they will teach their children how to thrive. This is how we leave our mark. Thank you for listening.